Genesis 33 1-20, through the Bible. Chapter 33. Theme: Jacob meets Esau, Jacob journeys to Shalem. In the previous chapter we saw the high point in the life of Jacob, which was his encounter with God. On that night a man wrestled with him, and the man, not Jacob, did the wrestling. Jacob was not looking for another fight. He has Uncle Laban in back of him and brother Esau ahead of him, and the last time he saw both of them they were breathing out threatenings against him. This man Jacob is not in a position to take on someone else. Therefore, the man took the initiative, he was the aggressor. He was, as we have seen, the pre-incarnate Christ. Jacob resisted him until the touch of God crippled him. Then, recognizing at last who he was, Jacob clung to him until he blessed him. From this point on we will begin to see a change in Jacob. As we follow his life in the chapter before us, we will think that we have met a new man. To tell the truth, he is a new man. Jacob meets Esau. And Jacob lifted up his eyes, and looked, and, behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the two handmaids. Genesis 33:1. Jacob wants to spare his family, so he separates them from the others. And he put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. Genesis 33 2-3. I would love to have a picture of Jacob meeting his brother Esau. I suppose that while he was a mile away from him, he started bowing. He is coming with his hat in his hand because Esau has 400 men with him, and Jacob doesn't know if he is coming as friend or foe. And Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. Genesis 33:4. Well, they are twins, they are brothers. Let bygones be bygones. It looks as if God has certainly touched Esau's heart because he had sworn vengeance that he would kill Jacob. And he lifted up his eyes, and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are those with thee? And he said, The children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. And Leah also with her children came near, and bowed themselves, and after came Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Genesis 33 5-7. Jacob introduces his family to his brother. And he said, What meanest thou by all this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in the sight of my Lord. Genesis 33:8. Apparently Jacob believes for a moment that his strategy of approaching his brother has worked. But it wasn't necessary. Listen to Esau, what a change. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother, keep that thou hast unto thyself. Genesis 33:9. Esau is saying, You didn't need to send that to me. I have plenty already. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. Genesis 33:10-11. This is almost a humorous scene. Up to this time, each was trying to get something from the other. This was especially true of Jacob. Now we find Jacob in a new role altogether. Here he is insisting that his brother take a gift. Esau says, You don't have to give it to me. I have plenty. But Jacob insists that he accept it. Believe me, something has happened to Jacob. He reminds me of Zacchaeus in the New Testament. When our Lord called him down and went with him into his house, something happened to Zacchaeus. He wasn't the same man that climbed up into the tree. He said he would no longer be the tax collector who had been stealing from people and had been dishonest. He wanted to return, not only anything that he had taken in a wrong way, but he wanted to restore it fourfold. What a change had taken place. You could certainly tell which house Jesus had visited. Certainly there is a change that has taken place in Jacob. Before he had traded a bowl of stew to get a birthright, now he is willing to give flocks and herds to his brother for nothing. In fact, Jacob insists that he take them. Esau finally accepted the gift. In that day and in that land if one refused to take a gift which was urged upon him, it was considered an insult. Therefore, Esau takes the gift. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. Genesis 33:12. Esau is saying, Now as you return to the land, let me go before you, show you the way, and be a protection for you. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with young are with me, and if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Genesis 33:13. Jacob says, I'm moving my family, and we have little ones, also we have young among the flocks and herds. We can't go very fast. You, of course, with that army of 400 will probably want to move much faster, so you go ahead. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord unto Seir. Genesis 33:14. Jacob says, I can't keep up with you, brother Esau. I'll just have to set my own pace. You go on ahead. And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find grace in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. Genesis 33:15-16. Esau lived in southern Canaan in Seir, the land of Edom, at this time. After their father's death, he moved to Mount Seir, which God subsequently gave to Esau for a possession. Deuteronomy 2:5. Jacob journeys to Shalem. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, and built him an house, and made booths for his cattle. Therefore the name of the place is called Succoth. Genesis 33:17. Now let us not pass by so quickly and easily here that we do not pay attention to what has happened. A great change has come over this man Jacob. You see, all of Jacob's clever scheming to present a gift to his brother Esau has just come to naught. God had prepared the heart of Laban not to harm Jacob, and God had prepared the heart of Esau to receive Jacob. Now he has peace on both fronts. Esau did not want the gift of Jacob because Esau himself had an abundance. When Jacob insisted, he took the gift out of courtesy. Both these brothers seem to be generous and genuine in their reconciliation. We have no reason to doubt it. Since Esau is now prosperous, and since he attached no particular value to his birthright anyway, there is no reason why he should not be reconciled to his twin brother. Now the sunshine is beginning to fall on Jacob's life. Laban is appeased and Esau is reconciled. God had arranged all of this for him. Had Jacob been left to his own cupidity and his own cleverness, he would have come to his death in a violent manner. Before too long Jacob is going to look back over his life, and when he does, he is going to see the hand of God in his life, and he is going to give God the glory. However, the evil that he has sown is yet to bring forth a full harvest. Trouble is in the offing for this man. It is there waiting for him. Esau rides off to Seir, and we bid goodbye to him for the time being. He will be back, however, for the funeral of his father Isaac, as we will see in chapter 35. And Jacob came to Shalem, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Paddan Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. And he bought a parcel of a field, where he had spread his tent, at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Genesis 33:18-19. Jacob is sometimes criticized because he stopped here at Succoth and at Shalem and did not proceed on to Bethel. Actually, we ought not to expect too much of Jacob at this time. He's been crippled, and he is just learning to walk with his spiritual legs. And he erected there an altar, and called it El Elohe Israel. Genesis 33:20. Jacob builds an altar here, just as his grandfather Abraham was accustomed to building altars wherever he went. The fine feature is that Jacob identifies his new name with the name of God. He calls it El Elohe Israel, which means, God, the God of Israel. This indicates real growth in a man who is just learning to walk. Let's put it like this. This man is on the way to Bethel, but he hasn't arrived there yet. First he journeys to Succoth.